Okay, so I've managed to come up with a life hack that could potentially change a lot of men's outlook towards life in order to live like an old soul. So many men are actually, in fact, caught up living like a man-child today due to the fact that they've been brainwashed, conditioned, and blue-pilled into believing that it's perfectly healthy to live like a man-child. But this is where it becomes problematic. One, they're unable to attract the right ideal type of partner, or as I'd like to call them, wives. And all they attract, technically speaking, are a lot of the time damaged goods within women. Thus ultimately leaving them trapped and enslaved within relationships with girlfriends even, rather than wives. And this is why we have the mess that we have involving human psychology. This is why we have so many intellectually and spiritually underdeveloped men in today's society that have been brainwashed and blue-pilled into believing that they are perfectly fine living like men children. Now, I believe, that men can rewire their minds into taking full power and control over the matrix. So in other words, you've gone from having a childlike mind to an old man mind. It all comes down to sacrifice, it also comes down to changing one's spiritual and psychological approach to life, thus ultimately leaving said men go through a mind shift. So in other words, you go from enjoying getting involved within things that, technically speaking, men children would get involved in, like having hundreds of thousands of flashy cars, however many mansions, however many girls, drugs, booze, and all of this shit, that would technically make a man a man-child, right? Because he's been programmed into believing that that's, the type of lifestyle that he's ever going to get. But that couldn't be any further from the truth. If you want to age like an old soul, you have to give up all of that bullshit. You have to give up the idea of wanting that type of life in order to become minimalistic. Minimalistic, traditional. Yeah, chances are you're going to be royally fucked over when it comes down to attracting, an ideal partner, as you will, for a wife, due to the fact that a lot of women nowadays don't find minimalism nor this type of lifestyle attractive. They find drama and stupidity and foolishness attractive, and it's unfortunate that the vast majority of women are like this. Not all, but the vast majority, that is. And like I said, in order to become the men that the gospel created us to be, and in order to become the men that we so choose to be, sacrifices have to be made, and it means that we're gonna royally miss out. Well, technically we're not missing out, but because it's not even special, we're going to, I mean, it may come across as though we may have actually sold ourselves short, and that couldn't once again be any further from the truth. And this is why we have so many childlike adults in today's society. They value childlike things. And this is why so many people don't grow nor evolve in here and in here, because they, technically speaking, get thrills out of living like a man-child or a woman-child. And technically speaking, it's stunting their growth, both spiritually and psychologically. And if anything, they are technically doing a disservice upon themselves, because they're not even willing nor wanting to put in the right type of spiritual and psychological work in order to attract whatever type of soul shift that they want in order to manifest the type of life they want. You know, you're on the narrow path when you begin to see that more or less 99.9% of people are living the same childlike life. Now, am I saying to the guys that want to age like a fine wine, that want to grow old, and evolve spiritually and psychologically, am I saying that, you're not to protect and provide? No, absolutely not. Because, like I said, I would be doing a disservice by preaching damnable doctrines upon the male species. What I am, however, saying is, in order to age like a fine wine, and in order to grow, evolve, and mature, you have to give up this mindset of wanting to live like a man-child that offers maybe, temporary hits of fake joy and happiness in order to manifest the real deal, which is permanent. Because one, like I said, you've put in the work in here and in here in order to lap, like I said, 99.9% of people that aren't even willing to try. Common sense. It is what it is. And before you know it, you may even get, highly paid job offers later on down the line that, potentially match this new approach that you're kind of going through, this shift that you're going through. Assuming, of course, you're willing to keep on putting in whatever sacrifice and obedience is required in order to become that old soul. And my advice onto those that want to grow and evolve and age like a fine wine is, don't take man and woman's word. You're going to lose every time. The world wants people to live like men children and woman children. They don't want old souls that are able to think critically nor soberly. Because to the world, that type of person is a threat beyond belief. Which is why they're trying everything within their worldly power to diminish that said type of person. But little did they know, they cannot diminish that type of person, no matter how hard they try. They might be able to knock us on our ass for brief moments of time, but then we'll bounce back stronger than ever. We would have gone through some other shift while they remain the same lame-ass children in overgrown-ass bodies. It is what it is. So to those of you, like I said, that are wanting to give everything that you've got, in here and in here, in order to become that old soul, know this: it's not going to be easy. Or you best believe it is not going to be easy. Why? Because you are going to have to give up living like a man-child or a woman-child. Thus, ultimately, taking up job offers that leave you once again living like a man-child or woman-child because they contribute to that type of life. While you could thank those that came forward and gave you, said job opportunities, that is, and any possible finance within the process, you can thank said people and decline their offers in order to move on to bigger, badder, better things in life. Because like I said, you can go from maybe having childlike offers, job offers, gifted onto you that offered good finance, might I add, into having jobs that you could honestly see, like, say, a 90-year-old man or a 100-year-old man fulfilling. Still receiving either the same wage or a slightly better wage. All comes down to perception. And this is what many people don't understand. And this is why so many people live like children today. Because the world wants them to, for one, and they don't have the gonads to actually, in fact, take back control of their own life and go, do you know what, right, okay, if the gospel says that I can age like a fine wine, if the gospel says that I can actually, in fact, put away childish things in order to become an old soul, then I'm going to take what the gospel has to say over man and woman's word. If more people took this route, I can guarantee you there'd be a lot more haters, a lot more pissed off people in this world that are beginning to see the change in people. Guaranteed. It's not up for debate, it's not even up for discussion. Because like I said, the world wants overgrown ass bodies with a childlike mentality. They don't want critical thinkers. They don't want people, in order to grow and evolve and age like a fine wine, like I said. It is what it is. And there we have it. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on seeking, ye shall find.